What's up, my B family? It's your boy LAPA coming through with another video. You guys already know what it is. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys already know. If you wish to do so, appreciate all my members. You guys already know what it is. So on this one, man, as you can tell by the good old caption, that thumbnail. My bad, I gotta pay attention. Man, oldie but goodie type shit. I'm gonna take you back to the county jail. Drinking, beastal. And this one kind of was inspired by an individual that has been crashing out on YouTube a lot. You know, I don't feel like I need to name names. I feel like you guys don't know what I'm talking about. That's neither here nor there. But it was inspired by him. So this happened like around 2005. Still fighting my case, and you know, the county jail is a lot of you guys that do time. I mean, I don't got to tell you guys that, okay? So you'll know what I'm speaking about. And for those of you that don't and only heard, you know, obviously Pruno, I even heard it called being called toilet wine, which is crazy. Apparently, because I don't know what dumbass makes their Pruno, hooch, whatever the fuck you want to call it, in a toilet. Like, they make it seem like on lockdown, those, you know, those documentaries on other states and whatnot, they make it seem like you're actually cooking the freaking wine in the toilet. Now, I don't know if they got it from that, a misinterpretation, but upstate, we were warming it up in the sink, and at times, I had cellies that would pump the toilet to where there was no water in there, scrub the shit out of it with the bleach, disinfectant, and all that, to the point that it's, I mean, it's stainless steel, so it's gonna be shiny looking, right? And then the Pruno is at the very least double bagged, if not three. I used to have a double bag, and then I used to have a third bag that went in the toilet, and the Pruno was already double bagged, so there was no chance of it any of the toilet bacteria seeping into the batch, right? That's if it was a bigger batch. In the county jail, Orange County, this one being Orange County specific, what we were doing was, the county jail in Orange County, we were still getting real sugar out canteen. We used to get the little CNH packets, lemonade, Kool-Aid packets, all that. But you could buy them off the store. It was expensive as fuck, but you could buy juices, the Minute Maid juices, and this county jail was still giving us not only apples, but go figure, right? Orange County, they were giving us a bunch of oranges, and the citrus in the orange, next to potato flakes to cook white lining, the citrus in the orange was probably the best, one of the best batches I've ever made. You know, it was fire. It was complete fire. So we had it in paper and trash bags, whatnot. But what we used to do, we wouldn't put it on those toilets because that shit was disgusting. We didn't have no cleaning supplies and those thunderdorms or nothing. So we used to hang it on the shower. We used to hang it in the shower with the sheet. Kind of looked like a pregnant, like, you know, like saying, like, what was that shit called? A cigüeña, like fucking you know, this pelican. I think it's a pelican. Those birds that deliver the babies in the cartoons, you know, basically a baby, you get a miracle on the baby, and the baby's in like a little sheet bundled up. That's kind of what the batch looked like. And we would have put a strip right by the top head nozzle, so the water, every time we would press the water, hot ass water, it would go down and it would hit the bag, and that's how the fermentation process sped up. The warmer the batch, the faster the fermentation, the faster the kicker. The rotten fruit absorbs and eats the sugar, which in turn, fermentation turns into alcohol. I used to make 3-day batches doing that process. And the way I could do 3-day batches is because I used to pay at the time I was in this dorm, I was an F-27 and F-28. Fucking took 2 rides for me to fucking finally leave from there to the hole. Used to have these fucking pill popper white dudes. They were regular white dudes. They weren't even woods. They were ran with the woods, but they weren't like active woods or active skinheads. They were just regular white dudes that you'll give a Wellbutrin to Seroquel, a couple of soups, a shot of coffee. They'll stay up all night pressing that button. The button will only stay on for like 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes, give or take. So during the day, we used to press that button, boom, boom, boom. But obviously at nighttime, we're gonna fall asleep. So the white dudes that used to stay up, I used to just get them a bag of coffee and whatnot, and their whole job all night was to press that button. So as they used to press that button, it sped up the process, right? So that's just a quick little overview as far as the batches that we were making, right? So there's one time, man, we make this batch, and it was a big ass batch, man. It was like 3 or 4 gallons, and there was maybe like about 14 of us, the camaradas, and we're all on bunks, two man bunks. And everybody's anticipating. They're asking like, "Hey, when is it gonna be done? What's gonna be done?" And I think I kind of put it down a little prematurely, but I already knew that it was already strong enough to drink. But if we would have let it go to the bitter stage, we didn't take it down to the sweet stage whatsoever, right? There was no sweet taste, but it wasn't bitter. When it's really bitter, it's when it's already completely done. So anywho, the next morning it would have been done. But we went up, we took it down that night. Wait for it to count, everything, and then boom, we brought it towards the middle of the bunks. And the thing with the dorms in Orange County, just like not like Theo Lacey. Theo Lacey, I've never been to the barracks in Theo Lacey. I heard that there's cops in there that monitor you or whatnot. I don't know. And the main jail, there's not. The cops come in twice a day for count, and that's fucking it. You can kill somebody there in the morning after count, and they won't even find that person until 5 o'clock count, standing count in the afternoon. It'll say like 12 hours. 2 counts on a 12-hour gap. So I say that to say that we were just chilling. We used to have fun in there. And I'm not glorifying it. I'm just saying we found the best. We did the best that we could do to pass the time, and it was just one of the fun times that we had. Aside from if we had some weed, whatever, we're drinking. We started drinking. Boom. We had them little white plastic cups with like the little mug-looking ones, and we were just dipping those cups. Boom. Everybody, boom. Our little custom was the first cup. Maybe all the camaradas that were drinking. Not all the camaradas were drinking. Man, maybe like about 6 or 7 of us out of like the 10 or 14 that were with us. Obviously a few of them had to keep point because we're in a dorm, and at the time I have the pad and all that, so we're gonna assign the people that don't fucking drink, that don't want to drink, to make sure that they keep point. That way they don't blindside us and whatnot, or try to catch us slipping while we're having a good time. So the first cup, boom, down it, and yeah, down it. It got to the point where sometimes they'd be so impatient. The times that I used to wrap up the kicker in a little cloth, right? But sometimes some of the pulp, some of the kicker will escape the little cloth wrapped up kicker, and they will be floating around in there. And sometimes some of us used to, when we dipped the cup, we would have a little pulp in there, and that shit was nasty. At the time I didn't think it was, but I drink so much that shit disgusts me now. But the first down, that shit burns your throat, and it's sizzling in your fucking thing because it's not all the way done. We're drinking. This specific night, man, there was this one dude, man, I can't remember who it was, right? But Swifty from Santa Nita, man, Swifty, shout out to Swifty, I don't know where he's at, man. He ended up getting 20 or 21 years. If everything went well with him, he should be out by now, because it's been 20 years since it happened, right? But he was locked up. He's either got out or about to get out, because he got like 22 or 21 years. It's been 20 years since then. So if he paroled with this 85%, he would have already paroled if he didn't max out. Anywho, I ended up hearing something that I don't know what's telling me that he might have passed away. I don't know. It's been a long time. I heard a lot of news over the years, but he was right there, man. He was a little short, stocky dude. And it was cool. It was cool, man. But we were in the bunks. We were sitting 1, 2 in front of me, and it was me and another homie. Swifty was right in front of me. And you know, when you're drinking, you're talking shit, whatnot. The beers, the liquor starts kicking in. And this batch that I made, yes, it was brutal, but there was so much fucking alcohol in it. I put enough sugar in that motherfucker, we might as well have been taking shots almost of whiskey. That's how strong it was. So like 4 cups into it, you're twisted already. You know, like I know I'd be sipping on my lives and all that shit, and I still drink the stronger stuff. But this stuff right here, when it's concentrated, it's really, really strong. So anywho, I got into that. I didn't get into dark blackout mode, but he did. I was buzzed. And I was younger at the time, man. I was really like, I was on some knucklehead shit, bro. I really was, man. Anybody, there's been dudes that jumped on my channel that remember, like, hey, bro, remember when you beat me up in the county type shit, you know? We're doing stupid shit, you know? Shit that we could get away with fighting in court that we're not supposed to do as camaradas. We're not supposed to fight with each other and shit like that. That's the type of shit that we would do from time to time. Not power tripping on homies, not trying to break homies instead of making them, but from time to time, bro, the set tripping shit would seep through. This wasn't one of those situations. Basically what happened was he started acting dumb. And I had already told him, like, hey, bro, like, if you can't hang, bro, don't drink. You know, you're gonna make us look stupid. You know? He was gone. He was gone. He was fucked up. I was like, fuck, dude. And I was like, hey, bro, just go ahead and lay down and shit. And right around the time I said that, I don't know how long after, could have been a few minutes, I don't know. He goes, he's like this, he's swerving and everything, and he blows chunks all over my bed on me. I'm buzzed, you know? And like I said, at the time, I was a little less patient. So my reaction was, I hit him one time. Like, boom, what the fuck, dude? Yeah. You're not supposed to fight with the camaradas, right? At the time, I had the pad. I had taken it from some dude from Shalimar. And, no, I didn't roll him out or nothing like that, because it was, I don't want to get into that story, man. I'll tell it later. That's one of I still have stories that I haven't even expressed over the years. But I had the pad at the time, meaning I had the llaves, whatever. It's no big deal. It's a fucking door. But that wasn't the qualities of a leader, right? I violated a rule in doing that. Yeah, forget the fact that he threw up on me and I was pissed and I was drunk as well. But that was my instinctive reaction, right? So they got him up, took him to the shower, cleaned him up, whatever, wrapped up the sheets, all that. Now, between the time that was happening, there was a dude, followed by the dude from Shalimar. He got in his ear. That dude from Shalimar was so salty as fuck that I basically fucking took the house from him. It's not like I wanted to necessarily. It came from the piso, from the 4th floor. One of my homos in my city sent word to me to go ahead and step that dude down. But anywho, this is county jail shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it was a high power shit. I mean, it was county jail shit. It was nothing, you know? But nonetheless, I mean, it's serious enough for you to fucking get your ass whooped, stabbed, you know, similar llamadas, you know, get green lighted, whatnot, you know, somebody comes in there, you have the llaves, you're gonna get that guy, he needs to be dead. I'm the one that's gonna follow through with the llamada. Whether I do it myself or I designate the shooters, it's serious enough for that. But when I say it's not serious, it's like I don't think I'm anybody for having been in such a low. So assisting, I call it just assisting. So, but in the period of that dude from Shalimar got in somebody's ear. That dude got in homeboy's ear, and pretty much went in there. Like what? Basically, what was said was the next morning, this one got in his ear. Oh, the same night. Okay, let's go in order. That same night, he got in his ear. So this kid suddenly snaps out of it and tries to rush me in between a bunch of homies Everybody knows that this was like straight blacked out, belligerently gone, throwing up. It took maybe about 20-30 minutes. It was long enough for him to settle down his stomach, for him to put water on him and everything, for him to become conscious enough. So for whoever pumped him up, he tried to rush me, made a big old scene. You know, I got mad too. You know, I responded in a way, well, what's up then, motherfucker? You know, like, and that's the part where I fucked up as well. So the homies ended up putting me to the side, meaning like separating us. We never got close to each other, but he's the only one that was trying to physically get through the camaradas to get to me. And I was just verbally saying, like, let him through type shit. What's up? You know, like, but it wasn't until one of the homies, one of the older homies grabbed me. He's like, hey, bro, let's do it. I was like, all right, bro, man, that's it, bro, my bad. The next morning, everybody hung over and all that shit, whatever it is what it is. He comes up to me, and he had been in the day room. I had been, after we started programming, maybe about an hour later, an hour or two, after breakfast, all that shit. And once we came back, we settled in. He was in the day room. I already knew that they were politicking about the incident. My right-hand man, of course, you know, he's right there with me, and he's going back and forth and all that shit. And I'm just sitting down drinking my coffee, whatnot. And I don't remember this part. I don't remember exactly how it went, like who told me or whatnot. But somebody told me that he wanted to get down, right? But I think they said it in the same way, like, he wants to talk to you. Because he basically, I think that's what he said it. He wants to talk to you. You already know what's up. So him saying you already know what's up is kind of entails like this will have some words, you know. So I was like, yeah. It's like he's waiting for you in the back. I was like, all right, cool. Say less. I already had my shoes on, but you know, I put my other shoes on. We had some the county slip-ons. I put my new ones on because you know when you have the pad, you get extra shit, all that. I put my other ones on, my new ones, my tighter ones. I used to have like some regular ones, and then I used to wear at least a half to a size smaller, so that if it kicked off in the county, the shoes would be less likely to slip off my feet. So I went back there. He's by the toilets. There's no cameras in the toilets. He's like, hey homie, you already know I need that, you know, like I was like, say less, bro, let's get it. And there was a couple of homies right there getting it. Now keep in mind, we were not supposed to be getting down. You know what I'm saying? I have the keys. I'm the llavero there, right? But because of my questionable behavior, we got down, and before it spilled, I was talking to the homies, a couple of the homies right there, like, hey, look, bro, like, that should have never happened, bro. You know what I'm saying? That you in a position of power, this and that. That was questionable judgment on your part. Regardless if he threw up on you, regardless of whether you were drunk, it don't matter, bro. You should have more fortitude, you know, more. I mean, how could I have the wisdom? You know, I was a kid. So, but I mean, I already knew what's up. You know what I'm saying? So, what I knew what they were saying is like, no, you're absolutely right. You know. So I stepped down. My homeboy took over, not from my neighborhood, but my boy took over, and you know he had his right hand man in order for this to not get out of the pot, out of the dorm. You know, so it was swept under the rug, nothing major. You know, they get it very, very easily. That's basically the ultimatum, a veiled ultimatum, a veiled threat. Like, we think it's best for you to, you know, step down, and they had all the right reasons. But that's basically, it was implied, you know. If I said no, I knew that there was going to be at least one of them to go to my homeboy for my city, and, you know, that would have fucking been all bad and all that. He would have probably had my back. I could have probably politic. If I was a little older, I could have probably politic my way out of it, you know, being that I could have claimed disrespect, and this one called me out, and we're men first. Yeah, we're not supposed to fucking, we're not supposed to be fighting camaradas, but I mean, we're men first. So it's kind of like a damn if you do, damn if you don't. You're not supposed to get disrespected. If you get disrespected, you're supposed to take off, right? And I'm talking about when he called me out, let alone when he threw up with me. That one right there could be little overreaction on my part, of course. So I could have politicked my way out of it potentially, but I just chose not to, you know, because I didn't have the confidence at the time, and I'd rather have something like that, because the county's vicious, man. Them toilets were full, they had broken teeth, blood on the wall, man, I did so much shit over there. When I had somebody touched up, bro, I wouldn't even send somebody to do it. I would do it myself with somebody else if need be. You know, the county jail's a little looser, bro. You know, like you could get away with some shit, you know. So, Crash Out Dummy reminded me of this. Somebody that can't hold their liquor, you know, somebody that's probably, I could only imagine how many times that fool's gotten in a wreck or close to a wreck because he drinks, or that's probably why he doesn't drink in prison, because he's probably one of these morons that will get checked in the yard for being belligerent. Imagine if Bud Lights do that to you, a Pruno or White Lightning, some fire ass shit that I could make. Imagine what that would do to you. I'm just saying. So, anywho, it's been a while since I told one of the county jail stories. You know, I've told hood stories, I've told prison stories. You know, all for the youngsters. Obviously, youngsters, you don't ever want to get yourself in a situation where you're trapped to where you feel like you need to fucking drink, do drugs just to pass the time. Like I said, man, we did that just because we were stuck in that environment and we had no other things to do. But prevent this to begin with. Don't go to the county jail, don't get locked up. Stay out here, do what you gotta do out here on your terms with freedom. With that being said, man, hit the likes, man, hit the subscribe. And if